Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to the Missy Money channel. I'm Missy, I'm a mom of 3 and the owner of Missy Money, a small business that specializes in minimalist and aesthetic cash stuffing essentials to help inspire and motivate you on your personal finance journey. Today I'm going to be doing my unstuffing for the entire month of November and reconciling my credit card and debit card transactions within the cash stuffing system. If you're interested in learning more, stay tuned. All right, guys, so it is time to reconcile November's credit card and debit card transactions through the unstuffings that I've done over the past 4 weeks. So if this is the first unstuffing you've seen on my channel, I tend to do unstuffings a little bit differently. So I like reconciling my credit card and debit card transactions at the end of every pay period before I do my next cash stuffing. And the reason that I like to do that is because I have a touch point every single week to make sure that I'm not overspending in any of my sinking fund envelopes. And so by doing that reconciliation every single week, I can just make sure that I'm on track and I'm not running low in any of my sinking funds and inadvertently overspending those categories. So in this video, you are going to see 4 individual cash unstuffings that coincide with the end of my 4 pay periods for November. And then at the very end, I'm going to count up all of the cash that I had in my spent envelope, and we will go ahead and do a count and make sure that reconciles to all of the credit card transactions that I had during the month of November. All right, so let's go ahead and jump back to week 1. All right, guys, so week 1 unstuffing. Let's go ahead and see which transactions I need to account for after this first pay period. So I'm going to go ahead and move my wallet off to the side here and just get my expense tracker. And we will go ahead and see there were some transactions that I was able to move over right away. Those were just straight from my wallet, so I just recorded those so I would have a running total that was accurate in my spent envelope, but I do not need to move those. But there are a couple I do need to catch up on here. So I have a transaction, it looks like in my home, which was for our Ring subscription. We have a Ring doorbell and have a yearly subscription for that, and that just gets automatically charged. So I saw that come through on the card, so I'm going to go ahead and grab $110 from home. So I've got 100. Let's see if we've got exact. We do. Yes, perfect. So 110 from that, and then I'll put the rest of this back into home. Go ahead and mark that one off here. All right, and car was $215. That was for a new car battery, which was not expected. So it looks like that was $215. We have got exact change for that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put that over there as well. And the rest will go back into car. So that is it for my long-term sinking funds binder there. So I can go ahead and put that one back. And then the only other transactions for this week were from the kids' envelopes. So on this past Monday I had just a day with the kids. They didn't have school, and I went ahead and was out with them. We were playing, kind of had a day out, and they were able to pick out a few things. So I just kind of split it evenly across their envelopes. So we've got 10 from Maverick. And then 10 from Remy. I've got 2 5s, so I'll pull that. And then we've got 10 from Callie, and I'll pull that. Perfect. And that is it from the kids' envelope this week. And I will go ahead and mark all of those off. All right, so that is it for reconciling card transactions for this week. All of that will go into my spent envelope, and then we will go ahead and reconcile at the end of the next pay period. All right, guys, so week 2 unstuffing. So let's go ahead and see which transactions we need to reconcile here. I know that there were some from this week that I already went ahead and moved over. I'm just going to put my spent envelope, cash, and wallet to the side there. So there were some transactions that I went ahead and moved over right away from this past week, but there are some that I do need to go back and reconcile. So the first is from gifts. So because that one's first, I'm just going to go ahead and pull out my short-term sinking fund binder, and we can do that one first here. So I'm actually going to move my cash tray out of the way here. Maybe make sure you can see that better. Okay, so gifts was first here, and there it is. So gifts, I spent $60, so I'm going to go ahead and move that over there. That'll leave me with $20 in gifts. Those for flowers for my friend, and I'm going to go ahead and mark that one off. And then family fun. Family fun is also somewhere in this binder. Family fun. So family fun, I need 65. I spent 65 out of this one. So let's see if I do have that exactly. Perfect. So that is 65 taken care of in family fun. And I think the rest are from the kids binder. I don't think there's any. Yep. The rest are from the kids binder this week. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the kids binder. And we had our book fair at school. The book fair supports the library. So went ahead and let the kids pick out some books. So Maverick spent $30 at the book fair. So I'll grab that. Put that over there. Rem's 2 books came to 25, which is what she has. Perfect. And then Cal's 2 books came to 30, and I do not have $30 exactly. So whenever this happens, what I do, I'm going to go ahead and pull this over so you can kind of see this process. So Callie spent $30, but I do not have a way to make change for 30. So what I do in that situation is I'll use my spent envelope money as sort of a way to exchange. So I'm going to take her 50 and I'm going to put it over there into the spent envelope, and then I'm going to take a 20 back because she didn't spend all 50 of those dollars. So I can take the 20 from the spent envelope and then put it back into her envelope, and that way I'm accounting for that $30 transaction, but still making sure that I've got the $20 that she didn't spend back in her envelope. So that's how that works when you run into that situation. So that takes care of all 3 of their envelopes. And like I said, that is it for this week 2 unstuffing. All right, guys, this is week 3 unstuffing. So I'm going to go ahead and pop back into my spent envelope here, and we will see what we need to pull out. So I'm going to go ahead and set my wallet aside here since I'll be needing to pull out my sinking fund binders. So I already have unstuffed my first and second week, and there are some transactions that I made during my 3rd week that I was able to move right away, largely variable expenses, but there are some card expenses that I am going to need to go ahead and pull out of sinking funds. So medical is my first one, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab my long-term sinking funds since my medical envelope is in there, and that was a $30 copay. So let's find that, and I do have exactly $30, so I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side. We'll check that one off. That was just for a copay, I think. Okay, Luna Christmas is in this one. Made my first Christmas purchase. It was for something that I know is not going to go on sale because it doesn't go on sale. It's like a collectible item that I've had to scour for. So I got that because I saw one that was available. So I am going to go ahead and move 140 for that. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40 over into spent, and we'll put the rest back in my Christmas envelope. Now, I actually have 2 big placeholders in Christmas. So I'll go through, let's see, when I do my big unstuffing for Black Friday, like the unstuffing after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that whole weekend, I'll show you how I reconcile with placeholder bills, because I will probably be spending like a total that's more than my placeholder. So I'll kind of show you how that all works when we get to that unstuffing, but that's not this week. This week was just a one quick Christmas purchase. So that one I can go ahead and mark off. Lola and Luna. Yep, the rest are in the other binders. So that is it for this one. I have one in Lola and Luna, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that one. All right, so 55 out of Lola and Luna, which I have exactly as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that to the side. Oop. All right, and then the last two are in the kids binder. All right, so first is kids activities. Skipped it, missed it. There we go. All right, kids activities is $40, which I do have exactly. So I'll pull the 220s for that. And then birthdays. So we made a deposit on Maverick's birthday, where he wants to have his birthday. So made a deposit to book that date. So 150, I'm going to take 350s for that. So I can kind of minimize the bills that are in here. So that we are all set with. So check and check on that. So that is it for my week 3 unstuffing. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this all back into my spent envelope. And I'll be all set for week 4 unstuffing. All right, guys, so we are ready for week 4 unstuffing. So I'm going to go ahead and we are going to pop out here our stack of cash. I'm going to set it to the side. Oop. I'm going to set the cash to the side for now. We will be because it's the 4th week, we will be doing our full reconciliation at the end, but I first need to pull and reconcile for these transactions that I haven't had a chance to pull from my sinking funds yet. So first on the list is gifts. So I will just go ahead and pull out my short-term sinking fund binder here. And we will pull everything that we need from our short-term sinking funds. So gifts, I spent $40 from that envelope. And so I only had $40 in that envelope. So that will be that. Did I have, yep, family fun. Is it in here? Family fun, I spent 40. So let's see if I've got, yep, I sure do. Got $40 exactly there. So check that one off. Self-care were my next 2 transactions. One of those was actually self-care, and then one of those was seeing Wicked, which I called self-care. And total, that adds up to math is hard, $115. So let's see if I've got 115. I do not. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to pop this over here. And then I will show you how this works when you do not have exact change. So I need to reconcile for these 2 transactions, which is worth $115. I do not have exactly $115, but I do have 120. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 120 from self-care, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to flip through until I spot a 5 somewhere, anywhere. I know that there are 5s in here. Where are you? Oh, there's one. Okay. And I'm going to put a 5 back into my self-care. That way I am reconciling for $115, but I still have that $5 that was due back in self-care. So I can go ahead and check both of those off. And we'll move that to the side. All right, and then next I had a holidays transaction, which is in my long-term shopping. Shopping's in here. So shopping, I spent $35. I think I can do that exactly. I can. So I'll go ahead and put that to the side and check that one off. And then my last two are in my long-term binder. All right, so holidays here. I spent 130, so 50, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. So I overspent holidays, which means I need to, whoa, it's gonna be a multi-binder situation. I need to come back here into miscellaneous and grab a 10 if I've got one. This is gonna be a super multi-binder situation. Okay, so I need to take all $120 from holidays. I'm gonna put that over here. I need another $10. I only have 20s. So I'm gonna take a 20 and I'm gonna do the same thing here with my spent funds. I'm gonna put that 20 in and I'm gonna take a 10 out and return it to my miscellaneous envelope. And then put that back into miscellaneous. That way I'm accounting for the full 130, but I'm doing it in a way that doesn't round up too much. So I'm all set for that holidays. Go ahead and put that over there. And then home, I need to take 115 out. So 100, I have that exactly, 115. I'll put the rest back into home. Got some Christmas decorations for us, which I guess I could also take from Christmas, but I tend to just take it from home. All right, guys, so that is it for my expense tracker, all 4 weeks of November. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this out because I'm gonna need it. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add up all of these amounts so I know how much I should have in my spent envelope. All right, guys, I'm 100% sure that the camera shifted and I apologize for that. I had to take a break in between filming because our pizza was here and it was time for dinner. And for those of you that have little ones, you will know that dinner waits for nobody. So we needed to get them fed, and then I just wanted to have some intentional evening time with them and then just put them down for bed. So I am in the process here of organizing the cash for my spent envelope. So I don't know, depending on how this gets cut in video editing, I'm not sure if it'll make it onto this part, but I am looking for $2,135. That is what, when I add up all of the different card transactions from the month of November, that is my total. So $2,135 is what should be in this pile for my spent envelope. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just go ahead and organize, and then we will give it a count. All right, so we are all organized here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start counting. Again, I'm looking for $2,135. Move this down a little bit, and then we will just make piles of 1,000. So we've got 100, 200, 300, 350, 4, 450, 5, 550, 6, 650, 7, 20, 40, 60, 80, 8, 20, 40, 60, 80, 9, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1,000. $20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20. $820 in this second pile so far. 830, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 900, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1,000. All right. We'll just pick this up and we'll count the rest of this. This would be 135. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. All right, so we have the right amount of cash here. And again, that's $2,135. Now, when I do my reconciliation to my card, I already looked up my card totals, and my credit card total for November was $1,977.22. And I also had one debit card transaction for $50. So that took my buffer down by $50. So total, what I spent on cards was $2,027.22. So you might wonder what the difference is. Why do I have a, over $100 difference between my card total and my cash total? And that's because for every single card transaction, whenever I make a card transaction, I am rounding up to the nearest $5. And I'm doing that for every single card transaction. So let's say that I had a transaction for, call it $16.31, I would round that up to $20. So as I do that consecutively, I am building up more cash in my spent envelope than what I actually need to cover. And that's okay with me, because at the very end of the year, I do a reconciliation to see what I have left over or what I've built up extra in my account that I can go ahead and cash stuff. So when we get to that process, I will go ahead and do that. But I'm going to go ahead and deposit this money into the bank. I will immediately pay off my credit card bill of $1,977.22. And then I will have that $50 back as a buffer in the bank with that additional buffer from rounding up. And then we will be able to do that reconciliation at the very end of the year. So hopefully these unstuffing videos are helpful in just understanding how I use credit and debit cards within the cash stuffing system by using that spent envelope in my wallet and then a spent envelope expense tracker to help me track my transactions. Thank you so much for watching this video. If it is helpful, please let me know, give the video a like. And as always, if you are on your own personal finance journey following along with me, I wish you a simple budget, a calm mind, and a happy life. Thanks for watching.